Hello boaters, welcome to Narrowboat Journeys. We're on the Macclesfield canal, and in this video we're starting at Gurnett by the Garnet Aqueduct and heading straight through Macclesfield and mooring up on the northern outskirts near Bridge 30.
Good morning. I'm a follower of yours.
Always nice to meet viewers. Let's have a look at the map. This is a very simple trip. We're starting by the yellow marker at the bottom of the map, going straight through Macclesfield to the top. I'm not a great fan of towns, so I won't be stopping, but where I do moor up by Bridge 30, I am within a fairly good cycling distance of a decent supermarket, so that'll be handy for me. Here we're crossing the Garnet Aqueduct. You can't really see much from the canal, but a road goes underneath, and right beside the aqueduct itself, down on the road, the steps leading down to it, there's a pub, and if you carry on down the road you can get to the Macclesfield town centre, but it is quite a long walk from here. And there's the steps, the pathway leading down to the pub. Now that boat in front of me marks about as far as you can moor up here. Beyond that boat the bank is really in bad condition and you can't moor up round here. This is another one of those snake bridges where the canal towpath changes sides. You could march your horse up across there and underneath without having to unhitch it from the old working boat that it was towing. It's really quite pretty through here. Terrible for mooring though. This wooded section goes on for quite a way, but eventually we reach the houses. And here we are, signs of civilization at last. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to give you any detailed and insightful commentary on this trip because I've only been through here a couple of times before, and this is like a section that I don't normally want to stop on. I just travel straight through, so I don't know much more than you could see. I explored Macclesfield town centre itself from where I was moored back at Garnet Aqueduct. It was about just over a mile to the town centre. The town centre is generally to the left of us. We never get that close to it on the canal, but there are visitor moorings up ahead, and it's not too far to walk if you want to go into town to explore. I'll show you where the visitor moorings are a little bit later on. Here are some visitor moorings. There is even more up ahead from here, probably more convenient. The towpath appears to be closed up ahead. Looks like subsidence. The wall has collapsed, and I think the towpath has subsided as well. I remember this old mill building and surrounding boatyard from my journey 20 years ago. It was one of those bits that stick in your mind and you don't forget. There are more visitor moorings on the other side of this bridge. We seem to have more towpath troubles here with subsidence and whatever, but these moorings are actually on like some kind of floating pontoon by the look of them. It looks like a nice spot on the other side of that bridge. I might stop there on my way back. There's quite a pleasant view from here. And now we head back into suburbia for a little while. It seems pretty quiet around here. Ahead of us, though, is a very large industrial estate, which I'll tell you about a bit later. To the right of us now is pleasant open countryside, and on the left there's an enormous industrial estate. You can't see it though, it's mostly hidden by the trees. 20 years ago when I was here, these trees were all much smaller and you could see all the buildings very clearly. Here's the remains of another old bridge, probably a swing bridge perhaps, I don't know. It doesn't even show up in my guidebook anymore, these old ones. There's lots like this. Still more industrial estate over to our left. It does go on for quite a long way. Can you see Mr. Heron? This one was quite unafraid and didn't fly away. It must be a really good fishing spot. That's bridge 30 up ahead. I'm planning to stop near there, although the mooring on this side of it looks pretty awful. But I did look on the internet, and Google Earth showed me that just around the corner from this bridge there should be some nice places I can stop. Also, from this bridge, to the left of this bridge, you can link up to like a footpath called the Middlewood Way, which takes you right down into the centre of Macclesfield, and on the way you pass a large Tesco store, which is quite handy. It's walkable, but better with a bike. And this bridge marks the end of the industrial estate, so from now on, between here and Bollington, we've got open countryside. It's really quite pretty. But there were boats on the spot that I planned to stop on, but hopefully I can squeeze in here somewhere. Yeah, I think I can moor up after this boat. Hopefully the water will be deep enough to let me get in there, and it certainly looks a bit overgrown, but I reckon it'll do. I'm staying here for a couple of days. In the next video we'll be going through Bollington, which is quite an interesting trip. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.